B is true, and if B is not true, A is not true. Nothing else is possible. So this is the two things. The second one is the contrapositive. So if A implies B, if you have an implication statement of the type A implies B, then if A is true, B is true. And the other conclusion that you can draw is if B is not true, then A is not true. Nothing else is possible. All right, so let's go get on with today's question. Let's start with the 9th question. Let's start with the 9th question. So let's try to answer this. Let's try to answer this. 9th question. The parliament has finally, what is the question? Which of the following can be concluded from the paragraph above? Let's see the answers. Let's see the answers. Aditi has answered. Okay, Aditi, good. You got it right. Ruchita has answered. Ruchita, you're a very optimistic person. Okay. But here we should, when we are looking at logical deduction, we should not appeal to our emotions. We should look at what is there contained in the sentences and accordingly answer. Shreya, you brought some general knowledge out here. Yes, Ruchita, you got it right. Shreya, you brought in from general knowledge, so not supported by the paragraph. Bhagirath, you got it right. Yes, Sneha, Shreya, you got it right. Yes, Shreya, you'll have to look at your answer, please. What about the rest? Rishita T, yes, you got it right. So what is the point? What is the statement here? The parliament has finally, after several years of protracted discussions, Tara, you got it right, passed an anti-pollution bill. A careful perusal of the text of the bill shows that it has the potential to be one of the most effective bills in the history of the country. So it shows that it is one of the most effective bills in the history of the country. Now, what can you conclude from the paragraph above? A, at last the pollution problem will be eliminated in India. Just because a law is passed, you think pollution problem will be eliminated? There are so many laws. Okay. For example, there is a law against dowry deaths. Are dowry deaths eliminated? So just by passing a law, it doesn't mean that the problem will be eliminated. All right. So A is not true. So A is not true. The pollution problem will be reduced in the country. Can we say that? That also we cannot say, because we do not know how effectively the law will be implemented. So we do not know that. All right. So that is also not true. So those of you who answered B should be careful about that. Okay. Then some of you have answered D. The other bills passed by the parliament were not implemented effectively. How do we know? You please do not bring your general knowledge out here. You have to go strictly by the statements presented to you. The statements do not talk about other bills passed by the parliament. Do they talk about other bills passed by the parliament? They do not. So why are you concluding about it? So you should go strictly, we should go strictly by whatever is mentioned in the question, in the statements. The statements do not talk about other bills. So D also is not right. So what is the answer? The answer is the pollution problem will be now addressed through legislative action. Okay. Whether that will be eliminated, whether that will be reduced, whether that will be increased, we don't know. But there is some legislative action and that will address the pollution problem. Chalo. Now let us look at the 10th question. Okay. Which of the following most closely parallels the reasoning used in the argument above? All right. So let's try to answer that. Let's try to answer that. See how you can answer this. Parallel means which is close. The logic follows whatever is given in the given question. Shrestha has answered. She says A. Shrestha, don't be so fast. You got to look at all the answers. Aditi has answered. Ruchita has answered. Okay, Ruchita. You're somewhere there. Let's see. Who else? Who else can answer this? Anaga has answered. Tarun has answered. Bhagirath has answered. Oh, great. A lot of people have answered. Harshit Verma has answered. Shriya has answered, but wrong answer. Tara has answered, but wrong answer. Harshit Verma, his answer is wrong. You'll have to examine. Rishita has answered. Rishita T. We'll have to see. Okay, now let's try to understand this. Okay. What does he say? Because extroverted individuals usually can articulate well and Kalyan can articulate well. It is like this. If you consider this as A, extroverted individuals usually can articulate well and Kalyan can articulate well, B, all right? So it follows that Kalyan is probably an extrovert. So from here, that Kalyan is being Kalyan, because Kalyan articulates well, you are saying that Kalyan is an extroverted individual. So if you say that, you know, being extroverted individual, now let me actually redesignate this. Okay, let's not call this B. Let us call, okay, let's call this, okay, let's call this being extroverted individuals as A and good articulation as B. All right. Now Kalyan has what? Kalyan has a B. That means he can articulate well. Therefore, Kalyan is A. That is what he's saying. Okay. So he's given A type behavior and that leads to B. Kalyan has B, therefore he is A type. That is what is given here. Now, if you look at A, it says smoking causes cancer. Okay, smoking causes cancer is A. Abhijit, smoking is A, cancer is a B. Now Abhijit exhibits A, therefore he is B. So this is not right because the argument here is B leads to A. Argument is not A leads to B. Okay. Then because hardworking students usually get better grades in exams and Ekta has suddenly got good grades, Ekta is a good student. The problem here is hardworking is one characteristic and being a good student is another characteristic. These two don't match. All right. Whether she is a good student or not, we do not know. Hardworking is a separate definition. Good student is a separate definition. They don't match. So you cannot talk about B being close because good student is a foreign element as far as getting better grades. Hardworking, if you call that as A, getting better grades is B. Ekta has got good grades, so she exhibits B, but she's a good student, he says. Good student is neither A nor B, it is some C. Therefore, you cannot say, okay, now let's look at C. Teetotalers don't get cancer. Shaker doesn't have cancer. It follows that Shaker is probably, whereas our statement is an assertion. So if you look at D, because salesmen are usually smart, salesman is A, being smart is B, Dinkar is smart. That means Dinkar exhibits property B, therefore Dinkar is probably a salesman. That means Dinkar exhibits the properties of a salesman. It is very close to the given argument. Therefore, we can say D is the right answer. D closely parallels the reasoning used in the argument above. So therefore, answer is what is given there. Okay, so answer is therefore D. A lot of you have got D. I hope Tara and Rishita have understood, Shreya has understood why the answer is D and not A, B, or C. All right. Okay. My Zoom is a little misbehaving today. I cannot see both the tab, both the chat as well as my questions. So I'll have to do some toggling. So it is leading to some inconvenience. So there will be a delay in my response. So to go to the chat, I'll have to toggle. So I'm trying to struggle with these two. So give me time to adjust to this. Okay, 11th question. Let's go to 11th question. Please answer the 11th question. According to the passage, it may be inferred that the main reason for Napoleon's withdrawal from Russia was what? Please try to answer that question. Yes, I want the answer. Who's answering first? Who's answering? No answers yet. Come on, Jessica, take a guess. Yes, Ruchita. Okay. Harshit Verma. Very nice. Good. Aditi. Okay. Let's see, Aditi. Have you read it properly? Have you read the question properly? Tarun, yes, you got it right. Who else? The others also, I'm giving some time. Tara, Shreya, Anaga, Bhagirat. Anaga, you got it. Wrong. Okay, Sneha Shreya, yes, you got it. Sneha Shreya has got it. Shreya has got it. Shrestha has got it. Shrestha, good afternoon and welcome. Where is the other Shrestha? There's only one Shrestha I see today. Okay, let's see the answers. Who are the others? Okay. Bhagirat, not the answer I was looking for. Anyway, let's look at this. You got to, Aditi, you got to look at what is given in the statements carefully. Logical deductions means you got to read it carefully. Okay. Now let's look at it. In 1812, Napoleon had to withdraw his forces from Russia. Okay. The armies had invaded successfully and reached the city of Moscow. There was no question of French army disloyalty. Please understand that. Some of you have given that as the answer. How can you give that? There was no question of French army disloyalty or unwillingness to fight. As winter came, the Russian army moved out of the way. So that was also not a problem. Because of winter, the Russian army moved out. So they did not have a problem. They did not have a problem to go ahead, leaving a wasted land and burned buildings. But what happened? What happened was other conquered European nations, this is important, seized upon Napoleon's problems in Russia as their chance to rearm and to break loose from French control. That is the reason why Napoleon had to withdraw and come back from Russia. Why? Because other nations were actually rearming and they were rebelling. So the answer is not disloyalty of the French troops, that is explicitly given in the sentence. It is not Russian winter. Russian winter, they had no problem. They could go ahead and the army moved, Russian army moved ahead and the entire Russian land was available for them to occupy. That was not the problem. The problem was he had to go back because there were revolts in other countries and he had to take control back and therefore he had to withdraw from Russia. So answer is therefore D. Okay. What all logical deduction requires is just read the paragraph carefully. Answer on the basis of only whatever is stated in the passage. Nothing less and nothing more. Okay, let's go on. Let's look at this question, 12th question. Please try to answer this question. We have answered a similar question earlier. So let's try to answer this. Let's try to answer this. We've answered a similar question. Let's try to answer this. Sindhura has answered after a long time. Sindhura, welcome to this class. Good that you have answered. We want you to participate more often. Okay, Bhagirath has answered. Bhagirath and Sindhura, one hint I will give you, and that hint is okay. I think you've got it right. So we will look at the answers. We will see what is right. Shreya has answered, but doesn't seem to be the right answer. Ruchita has also answered. Snehasriya has answered. Okay. Ruchita has answered. Let's see. Sneha, Aditi has answered. Aditi has answered. Okay, good. Let's give them a couple of seconds more and I will then discuss this question. Yes, what about the rest? Tara, where are you? Anaga, where are you? Harshit Verma, where are you? Okay, I think I've given enough time. So let's come back to the question. Let's try to draw our circles. Okay, so all weavers are members of the union. All weavers are members of the union. So if you represent weavers like this, okay, and they are members of the union. So these are, let's say, members of the union. Okay, some carders are women. We will come to that because both are foreign terms. Some weavers are women. So some weavers are women. So we can represent like this. Some weavers are women. All union members are covered by health insurance. So there is a new term here called health insurance. So let's call this, say, H. All union members are covered by health insurance. No carders. Now let us go back to this carder business. Some carders are women. I'm talking about this particular statement. Some carders are women. So I can represent, because I do not have adequate information, I will represent the carder something like this. All right. And also he gives us another clue. No carders are covered by health insurance. So this particular diagram which I have drawn here satisfies both this condition as well as this condition. Some carders are women and no carders are covered by the health insurance. So I hope you've all understood the diagram that I have drawn. What I have done is I have just translated whatever statements have been given into a figure. That is all. Now my answering becomes very easy. All right. So whenever you have these kind of questions, just draw these circles and try to answer the questions. Now let's see how to answer these questions. All weavers are covered by health insurance. All weavers are covered by health insurance seems to be okay like answer, because all weavers are here. All right. They are members of union, and all union members are covered by health insurance. Therefore, all weavers are also covered by health insurance. So I got the answer straight away. Okay, I hit the jackpot straight away. Even without drawing such elaborate diagrams, I could have answered these questions. Okay, so this is cool. Some women are covered by health insurance. If you look at B, some women are covered by health insurance. Some women, all of the, okay, sorry, I have read the question wrongly. The question is, all of the following conclusions can be drawn from the statements above except. So there is one statement which does not fall. So one lesson we learn from this question is read the question carefully. Even I have made a mistake. What he's saying is all of the following conclusions can be drawn from the statements above except. So I can infer that A is right. Some women are covered by health insurance. That is also right, because there are some women here who are covered by health insurance. That is also right. Some women are not covered by health insurance. Yes, some women, these people we know, are definitely not covered by health insurance. That is also right. Some members of the union are not covered by health insurance. This is not right. Why? Because all members of the union, all union members are covered by health insurance. So to say that some members of the union are not covered by health insurance is not right. So this is very simple, because it goes contrary to this. It goes contrary to this. So all union members are covered by health insurance. So it is wrong to say that some members of the union are not covered by health insurance, and therefore the answer is D. So answer therefore is D. It is not A, it is not B, it is not C. Answer is D. So D is the right answer. I hope all of you have got it right. Let's go on to the next question. Next question also is based on this. Which of the following workers would provide a counter example to the statements above? So please try to answer that question. Please try to answer that question. Please try to answer that question. Yes, some of you have answered this. Let's see. Which of the following workers would provide a counter example to the above statements? Okay. A man who is a carder. So we can have men who's a carder, because we do not know. He says, as far as carders are concerned, the statement is some carders are women. So there is a possibility that a man could be a carder. So it is not a counter example. A weaver who is not covered by health insurance. A weaver who is not covered by health insurance. We know that all weavers are covered by health insurance. So that is also not true. Then a carder who is not covered by health insurance. A carder who is not covered by health insurance. So this is also true. No carder is covered by health insurance. He is not a counter example. Let us look at D. A worker covered by health insurance who is not a carder. So this is a counter example. A worker covered by health insurance who is not a carder. So all workers are not carders. So the statement is a worker covered by health insurance who is not a carder. Okay, so this is a counter example to whatever that is given here, and therefore the answer given is D. and not A, B, or C. Let us go on to the next question, which is the 14th question. Please try to answer this. Which of the following, if true, would most seriously weaken the argument above? So what is the answer? Which of the following, if true, would most seriously, oh shit, most seriously weaken? One minute, 1 minute. Actually, I'm having some problem with my my chat here. Actually, if you look at this question, I have not answered it correctly. Which of the following workers would provide a counter example to the statements above? I'm just going back to the 13th question. I would like you to go back to the 13th question. He's asking for a counter example. Counter example means something which goes against the statements that are given. So the statement that is given here is a weaver. We all know that weavers are covered by health insurance. All the weavers are covered by health insurance. Okay, so we can make out from this diagram that all the weavers are covered by health insurance. So if you look at B, a weaver who is not covered by health insurance is the one which is a counter example to the statements that are given there. A man who is a carder is possible. A carder who is not covered by health insurance is possible. And contrary to what I said, a worker covered by health insurance who is not a carder, this is also possible. This is also possible because all workers are not carders and they are covered by health insurance. This is also possible. So the only thing that is not possible is B, and therefore answer is B. It is by mistake. So please modify the answer accordingly. Let me come back to this question, which is 14th one. Okay, so yes, Shreya, you got it right. I did not see your answer. Tara, you also got it right. Aditi, you got it right. So you people have got it right. I have not looked at your answers because, as I told you, I'm not getting the chat simultaneously along with my screen. Okay, all of you have got it right. Is there anybody else who's got above that? Yes, Anaga has got it. Shreya has got it. Yes, everybody has got it. Okay, so I have not seen that. Okay, chalo. Let's go on to the 14th question. 14th question, please answer the 14th question. Harshit has got it right. Harshit has already answered and has got it right. Let's see. Aditi has got it right. Very good, Aditi. You got it right. Okay. Tara has got it right. Ruchita has got it right. Fantastic. You're all getting it right. Okay, very nice. Rishita has got it. Yes, Ashreya has got it. Ashreya has got it, but not the right one. Shreya, you are often influenced by statements which are not given in the paragraph. Why do you bring in knowledge from outside the paragraph? Your answer should be based only on the basis of whatever is given in the paragraph. Now, if you look at C, This is a problem not confined to one city alone. Most measures taken in the past have, see, who's given you all that? All right, where have you got this information that this problem is not confined to one city alone? Don't bring in general knowledge into logical deductions. Go strictly by whatever is given in the paragraph. Now, what does the paragraph say? It is expected that the new order from the Traffic Police Department regarding the manner in which registration numbers are displayed on vehicles will go a long way in identifying errant. Errant vehicles means vehicles which are not following rules. Errant vehicles. It will now become easier for police to identify vehicles which violate traffic rules or in which criminals flee. Therefore, the new order is very much needed at this juncture. Which of the following, if true, would most seriously weaken the argument above? What is the argument above? That there is a new way of displaying whereby the registration numbers will be displayed and you can identify vehicle, and therefore this order is very much required. If you look at A says what? RTA officials have already taken strict note of the violation and they came up with a penalty scheme introduced last year. Vehicles have already started displaying the registration numbers. So displaying the registration numbers now is not going to solve the problem. Already registration numbers have already been displayed because the RTA officials have started taking action. So to say that this new law is going to make it easier to identify errant vehicles is not true. It is weakened. Therefore, the answer is A, like most of you have got. So answer is A. Okay. I hope, Shreya, you understood why C is not the answer. Please do not go beyond the paragraph. Just be limited to whatever is mentioned in the paragraph. So we are not talking about problems in other cities. We are only talking about this particular city. Now let's go to the 15th question. Okay, which is again a common kind of error which most people make. So let's try to answer this question. Please answer this question. 15th question. 15th question. Please answer this. Harshit Verma. Has given an answer. Aditi has answered. Tara has answered. Very good, Tara. And that seems to be the right answer. Ruchita has answered. Right answer. Aditi has answered. Good. Okay. Ruchita has answered. Who else? Sindhura has answered. Very nice. Okay. A lot of you have answered and you seem to have got right except for a couple of students. Let's look at this. So let's look at this question. Recent studies indicate that the Sensex of Bombay Stock Exchange goes up during election time. Okay. So he's saying that when there are elections, Sensex is an index. Okay. So don't worry too much. Sensex is an index of Bombay Stock Exchange. So during election time, when you have elections, Sensex goes up. That is what he's saying. During election time, Sensex goes up. Therefore, we can keep the Sensex high by having more number of elections. All right. So this person who has come up with this kind of a conclusion has made one error. And that error is what is known as, okay, so correlation does not imply causality. Correlation, okay, correlation does not imply causality. does not imply causality. Now I've got a problem. Oh shit. Oh my. Are you able to hear me? Are you able to hear me? Hello. What's but nadi this stuck అయిపోయింది. Okay, let me see. Let me see. Okay. Yeah, are you able to hear me now? Yeah, I had a problem with my um, Zoom window. I hope you're able to hear me. So yes, very nice. Thank you. So here, correlation does not imply causality. What I mean by that is that if two events occur, it doesn't mean that one event leads to the other, does not imply causality. If two events occur together, it does not imply that one event leads to the other. Here, what are the two events? One event is that elections are happening. The other event is the Sensex is going up. So just because these two things are happening together, it doesn't mean that one is leading to the other. That is, the elections cause the Sensex to go up. So how do you weaken this? If suppose there is one more reason which has caused the Sensex to go up, and it is not the elections, then perhaps it would weaken the argument that is presented. So if you look at just look at D. During the study period, major corporates which have a bearing on the Sensex reported good performance during elections time, thereby pushing up the Sensex. So what happened is, it is just coincidental that during the elections, there were a lot of companies, corporates means companies which have a bearing on the Sensex, companies which affect the Sensex, they reported good performance. Good performance means good profits, etc., etc. And because they have reported good profits, the Sensex went up. It is not because of the elections. Elections happening during that time is just a coincidence. The actual reason is something else. So because the actual reason is something else, this would weaken the argument. The argument being that elections, you can have more elections to see that the Sensex goes up. So argument D, the option D weakens the argument given. So please remember, the learning from this particular question is that correlation does not imply causality. Just because two events happen together does not mean that one event leads to the other. So please always remember this. There's an important error that happens in logical arguments. We discussed the other day, we discussed another common error, and that common error being generalizing an analogy. We saw, a company which was privatized, and that was later got into profits, and a conclusion was made that privatization leads to profit making, which is not right. We have taken only one example in that particular case, and we have generalized. That error is called generalizing a analogy. In the same example, there was another error that was made, which was called sequential fallacy. Sequential fallacy means one event happened before another event, therefore that event has caused the second event, which is also not true. Okay, sequential fallacy. So just because one event has happened before another event does not mean the first event has caused the second event. So we've seen these two examples in the last class, sequential fallacy as well as generalizing an analogy. Today we have seen another common error, which is correlation not leading to causality. So please remember these three common types of errors, and these are often occurring in logical deduction questions. Now, while we are here, there is another kind of question which is actually called syllogism, but in BITSAT, some of these questions also creep in to our logical reasoning section, and let us answer some of those things today. And the questions are of this type. So let's quickly look at them, and we don't have too much time. Let's try to answer them. Let us look at the first one and try to answer. Let's try to answer the first one. Yes, all apples are fruits. All apples are bananas. Therefore, what can you conclude from these two statements? All apples are fruits and all apples are bananas. So what can you conclude from these two? Yes, Harshit has answered it. Shrestha has answered it. Everybody, a lot of people have answered it. Okay. So all apples are fruits. All apples are bananas. So what happens is you can draw a diagram like this. All apples are fruits. Okay. All apples are fruits. Oh, sorry, not this. Apples and fruits. All right. So all apples are fruits. Similarly, all apples are bananas. So you can draw another diagram like this, and you can say all apples are bananas. So what can you answer? Can you say all bananas are fruits? A lot of people have said all bananas are fruits. Suresh is going. All bananas are fruits, which is not right. So all bananas are not fruits. There are certain bananas, like for example, these bananas, they are not fruits. So you can't say all bananas are fruits. So this is not right. All fruits are apples. That also is not right, because there are certain apples like this. These are the apples which are not, these are the fruits which are not apples. So this is also not right. Second is also not right. Some fruits are bananas. That you can say, because there are these fruits which are bananas. So some fruits are bananas is possible. I hope you understood how to draw these diagrams. We will see more of these things as we go along. So answer is 3. Answer is not 1. Okay. So answer is 3 and not 1. So let's go on to the next question. Please answer the second one. Please answer the second one. Some resorts are inns. All inns are motels. So we can draw something like this. Some resorts are inns. Are inns. Some resorts are inns. Okay, we can draw something like that. And all inns are motels. So we can draw something like that. All inns are motels. So some resorts are inns. All inns are motels. So now let us try to answer this question. Some resorts are motels. Yes, correct. You can answer that. All resorts are motels. That is not possible, because there are certain resorts here which are not motels. All motels are resorts. There are a whole lot of motels here which are not resorts. So answer is the first answer. So that is how you have to draw a diagram and try to answer these questions. Let us see some more examples of this. Okay, so please answer the third one. Please answer the third one. Shreya. They are not one, ABCDs, madam. They are 1, 2, 3, 4. So what do you mean? Yeah. Okay. Just be careful, Shreya, what you're answering. It's not so easy. Just be careful about what you're answering. It's not an easy question. What about the rest? Let's try to please answer those questions. Anybody? Aditi, Sindura, yes, you got it right. Okay, let's see how to answer this question. Let us see how to answer this question. Some convicts are criminals. Some convicts are criminals. So I can draw something like this. Convicts are criminals. Convicts and criminals. All right. No criminal is a prisoner. Now I cannot depict that here. I can only draw another diagram here and I can say prisoners. I only know that no criminal is a prisoner. That means these two sets do not coincide. That is the only thing that I can draw. I do not know the relationship between convicts. This is CO, let us say convicts. I do not know the relationship between the set of convicts and the set of prisoners. I do not know that. I only know about the relationship between criminals and prisoners. So no criminal is a prisoner. So that is clear. So now, first option, no convict is a prisoner. I do not know about the relationship between convict and prisoner. I do not know. So I cannot conclude that. All right. Also, let us look at 2. Some convicts are not prisoners. How can I say that? I know that some convicts are criminals. This set of convicts who are criminals, this set of convicts who are criminals, and those criminals are not prisoners, because we know that no criminal is a prisoner. So definitely I can say that some convicts are not prisoners. So answer 2 is right. Third one, some prisoners are convicts. As I told you, I cannot draw any relationship between convicts and prisoners on the basis of the statements given. So of all the things, 2 is possible and 2 is the right answer. So Shreya, you got to be a little careful while answering these questions. So let's go to the 4th one. Please answer the 4th one. Please answer to the 4th one. Please answer the 4th one. Harshit has got some answer. Okay. He's got a right answer. Anaga has got it. Rishita has got it. Very nice. Shreya has got it. Everybody has got it. That is cool. So this is very simple to. Yes, Aditi. Good. Okay, how do we answer this? Some secretaries are clerks. Some secretaries, I'll draw a small diagram. Some secretaries are clerks. Secretaries and clerks. All clerks are bureaucrats. All clerks are bureaucrats. Okay. So that is how our the Venn diagrams look like. Some secretaries are clerks. All clerks are bureaucrats. Now, he says, the first one says, all clerks are secretaries. No, that is not true. We only know that some secretaries are clerks. So this is not true. Okay. All bureaucrats are clerks. No, there are a whole lot of bureaucrats here who are not clerks. So I cannot say that. So what can I say? Some secretaries are bureaucrats. I know that there are some secretaries, the set of secretaries who are bureaucrats. So answer definitely is 3. Let's go on. 5th one. 5th one, now you should be able to answer. Let's see. 5th one. Please answer the 5th one. Aditi, is your answer to the 5th one? Have you answered the 5th one, Aditi? There is a lag between my chat window, so I'm not able to correlate those things. Anaga, you've got the answer. Shreya, yes, you got it. Yes, Aditi. So Aditi, you got to look at your answers, please. We have discussed a similar question before. Third question was like this. So on that basis, you got to answer this also. This is similar to the third question. I'm sure everybody will get it right. So it is very similar to the third question. Yes, what about the rest? The rest are sleeping. Tara, where are you? Bhagirat, where are you? Harshit Verma, where are you? Please answer quickly. Yes. Yes, everybody has got it right. This is very similar to the third question that we have discussed, and answer is the fourth one. Okay, let's look at the sixth one. Sixth one, please answer. All dowries are gifts. No gift is legal. All dowries are gifts and no gift is legal. All dowries are gifts and no gift is legal. Sixth one. Anaga, is your answer to the sixth one? Yes. Okay, good, Anaga. Aditi has got it right. Ruchita, you got to look at your answer, please. Okay. Tara, you got it right. Harshit, you got to look at your answer. Shreya, why did you jump to that conclusion, Shreya? Why did you jump? Why is it so difficult? Okay. Shreya, don't jump to conclusions unnecessarily. Shreya, let's just draw those diagrams. Can you just draw the diagram, Shreya? Okay. So let's draw these diagrams. All dowries. Now let's say this is dowry. Okay. All dowries are gifts. So gifts is like this. And then he says, no gift is legal. So set of things which are legal is outside this circle or represented by gifts. So now if you see, we can easily make out that, see, this legal gifts is, it's combining two things, which is not right. Some dowries are not gifts. How can you say that? Some dowries are not gifts. All dowries are gifts. So you can't make this is not a conclusion. Now we can definitely say that dowries, because it is here and legal set of legal elements is outside here, their intersection is zero. Nothing between set of dowries and set of legal elements. So you can always say that no dowry is legal. Answer is 3. Okay, clearly the answer is 3. Okay, so no doubt about it. Plus, let's go on to the seventh one. Let's go on to the seventh one. Shreya, I hope you got why third is the answer. Just draw the diagrams, please. That's all you got to do. Just draw the diagram properly. Okay, let's go to the seventh one. Now, this is one common element. This is a common BITSAT question type. That is why I've decided to give a special exercise on this. And our learning for this kind of questions, these are actually called syllogisms, but in BITSAT, they appear as part of logical deductions. So we're trying to finish it off here. There is no separate exercise for syllogisms. It is part of logical deduction. So let's try to finish our learning here itself. Yes, Harshit has answered it. Let's see that. Harshit has answered it. Shreya has answered it. Again, Shreya, you are jumping to conclusions. Tara has answered it. Anaga has answered it, but doesn't seem to be the answer. Why? Why? Aditi. Ruchita has got it right. Ashreya now has got it right. Very good. Aditi, don't jump. Sindhura has got it right. Fantastic, Sindhura. Okay, let's try to answer this question. So how do we answer this question? All brinjals are green vegetables. Good. All brinjals are green vegetables. Very nice. We have this. And all green vegetables contain chlorophyll. So all green vegetables contain chlorophyll. I'm drawing the bigger circle. Now, all green vegetables do not contain chlorophyll, which is wrong. Straight away wrong. Some green vegetables do not contain chlorophyll. That is also wrong. Now, some brinjals contain chlorophyll. We know that all brinjals contain chlorophyll. So if all brinjals contain chlorophyll, some brinjals obviously will contain chlorophyll. Therefore, 3rd is the answer. Don't jump to conclusions. You all gone and said none of this because you are looking for all there. You are looking for all because all is not there. You just jump to the conclusion and said 4 is the answer. No. If all brinjals contain chlorophyll, obviously some brinjals will contain chlorophyll. Well, what's so difficult in terms of concluding that way? So answer is 3rd. Okay, let's go on. Let's try to answer a few more here. Okay, let's answer this. Let's answer the 8th one. Please be careful. Don't jump to conclusions. Now you've answered, Shreya. You've answered correctly. Aditi, Rishita, Anaga, you got to look at your answers. You're sure this time. Good. You're learning. Very nice. That is what I want you people to do. Learn. All right. Good. Aditi, Rishita, Anaga, you got to look at your answers, please. I just draw the diagrams. Tara, just draw the diagram. Just draw the diagram. You should have the patience to draw the diagram. That is all. Once you have the patience to draw the diagram, you will get it right. Bhagirath, Harshit Varma, where are you? Quickly. We don't have time. Okay, I'm running out of time. Let me answer. Let me discuss this question here. Now, let us draw this. All snakes are reptiles. All snakes are reptiles. Chalo. Then some reptiles are poisonous. Now, here, there are a lot of possibilities of drawing this. All right. So some reptiles are poisonous. Some reptiles are poisonous. I can draw like this. Some reptiles are poisonous. It is possible. That is possible. This is also possible. Some reptiles are poisonous. All right. And this is also possible. Some reptiles are poisonous. So a whole lot of these things are poisonous. A whole lot of these things are possible. Okay. So you should be very careful about drawing conclusions about the statements that are given. So whenever you have a sum in one of your statements, definitely your conclusion will not contain all. So remember that. Whenever you have a sum in one of the two statements, you will definitely not have all in your conclusion. It is one simple rule of thumb. So you can rule out 1 and 2. Okay, just rule out 1 and 2. Now, a lot of you have answered 3rd as the answer. Just think about that. Some poisonous reptiles are snakes. The problem is that I cannot draw any definitive conclusion between snakes and poisonous animals. Now, if I look at case 1, just remember, please concentrate here. All the 3 cases are possible. Based on the statements that are given, all the 3 possibilities are there. If you look at option 1, no snake is poisonous. If you look at option 2, some snakes are poisonous. And if you look at option 3, all snakes are poisonous. So I cannot draw any definitive conclusion between snakes and poisonous animals. Therefore, any conclusion which gives me a relationship between snakes and poisonous animals is not possible. Therefore, you have to rule out all such cases for the reason that I have presented here. If you understand this diagram, you have understood syllogisms perfectly. Please understand this diagram that I have drawn. Why there are three possibilities. He says some reptiles are poisonous. When I only know the relationship between reptiles and poisonous animals, I do not know the relationship between poisonous animals and snakes. And poisonous animals and snakes, there are three possibilities, and you should be alive to the three possibilities while you are answering this question. Only Shreya has got it right, and answer is none of this. Okay, if you understood the logic, you will understand why fourth is the answer. Let's go on to the ninth one. Please answer the ninth one quickly. Please answer the ninth one quickly. Rishita. Shreya has answered it. Good. Okay, don't jump. Aditya, Rishita, I've tried to explain this now. Again, you're going back to the old answer. I just tried to explain that now. Try to apply whatever I have taught you now. Okay. The rest of the people. See, it is just like the last one. All flowers are fruits. Some fruits are sweet. So, there are a lot of possibilities. There are three options. Sindura, please look at the last question. There are three possibilities. Now, let me quickly give this. All flowers are fruits. Flowers are there, and then fruits are there. FR means fruits. Some fruits are sweet. So there are three possibilities here. Option 1, like last time. Option 1. Option 2, like last time. And option 3, like last time. Option 1 means all sweet. Option 1 means no fruit is sweet. Option 2 means some fruits are sweet. And option 3 is all fruits are sweet. So I cannot draw any definitive conclusion about the relationship between fruits and sweet. Therefore, answer is none of this. Chalo bhai. Now let's quickly answer the 10th one. All quizzes are tests. All tests are exams. So what can you answer? All quizzes are tests. All quizzes are tests. And all tests are exams. All tests are exams. So this is what it is. All tests are exams. So what can you answer? So when all tests are exams and all quizzes are tests, some exams are definitely quizzes. Some exams are definitely quizzes. So definitely I can say that this is true. Some exams are quizzes. Some exams are quizzes. Okay. So I can definitely say that 10th is the answer. So that brings us to a conclusion as far as syllogisms is concerned. Syllogisms is a very important part. So BITSAT, certain questions form part of logical deduction. Syllogisms is not given separately in the BITSAT syllabus. It is given as part of logical deduction, and we have discussed 10 different types, and we have discussed some very important types. Please try to understand this, whatever 10 that I have discussed today. Okay. Also, one last instruction that I want to give you is that those of you who have not still got the material, please pass on the request to Anji. And that number I have shared n number of times, and I am sharing it again. And that number is 70938 20595. So please send a request to this number, and Anji will give it to you. A lot of people have sent requests to me. What can I do? I don't have the material with me. I can only send the request back to Anji. So see, we are all operating from different places. So please make our job easy. Send a request to Anji, and he will send you the material. And whoever has requested me, I've sent it to Anji, and I hear from Anji that all the material has been sent to these people. If there is still somebody who's not got it, please send it to Anji to this number 70938 20595. All right. So he will send it to you. On that note, let's conclude for today. We will meet again on Wednesday. All right. Have a good day. Santosh, you can close now.